Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my 24-week pregnancy update. And if you are new to my channel, I am 24 weeks pregnant with twin girls. This week we announced the name of the girls, and if you haven't seen it, I will link it up here somewhere in the cards for you to go check it out. You guys were so awesome. We got so much positive feedback about their names, and we love them, and you guys seem to really like them too. The kids like them, so I definitely feel like we made good choices on their names. I'm really happy with them. If you haven't seen it and want to see it, be sure to check out that video. But baby A's name is going to be Ivy Nicole, and baby B's name is going to be Amelia Joe. I am going to do a separate video kind of explaining how we name our kids and why we've chosen the names that we have chosen for all 7 of our kids. Be on the lookout for that video soon-ish. Also, I have a lot of help filming this today. There's a cat laying on the floor right there that's purring very loudly, so I don't know if you're going to be able to hear that. And then, whoop, where is she? That's my dog sleeping on my pillows up there. All right, so let's see. I had a doctor's appointment last week and everything was fine there. Same, pee in a cup way. They did an ultrasound to check my cervical length and also to check how the girls were growing. And I brought my 2 oldest daughters with me, who I call the girls. So I feel like I need to call these 2 the twins, and then my big girls just the girls, because that's what we call them. Anyways, it's kind of hard to sometimes you guys are like, wait a minute, which one are you talking about? The big girls, Kennedy and Shelby, with me to the doctor. I thought it might be fun for them to go see an ultrasound, and like I've said before, we're super open in our house and we talk about all kinds of stuff. So I just thought it might be a good experience for them, and it was pretty funny. We went in and to do the cervical length check, which is where they basically just make sure that my cervix isn't shortening too soon, like it's gonna start trying to dilate. Because with twins, you have all that added weight and added pressure. Just making sure your body's doing what it's supposed to do and not trying to go crazy on you and, have babies too early. But in order to do that, they do that with a transvaginal wand, which I always joke, it looks like a curling iron. It just looks like they're taking a big curling iron and sticking it up your what. We're in the car, I told the girls, we're going to the doctor, this is what they're gonna do, just, give them kind of a heads up of what was gonna happen so nobody was super shocked. But so, I got undressed and stuff and got up there, and their eyes were like, whoa, and she pulled out that big thing. But it was funny. Anyways, so the lady was looking and measuring, and Kennedy said, what are you looking at? And she said, I'm looking at her cervix. And my 10-year-old goes, oh, that's in your vagina, right? And the lady was just like, yep, yeah, it is. So anyways, it was just, I don't know, it was just funny. But yeah, so it was neat. The girls got to see, they checked on the babies, did all their, they just measured their head, their belly, and I think their femur bone. And that kind of gives them an idea roughly of how big the girls are. And they're measuring pretty much exactly the same. At that appointment I was 23 and 6 days or something like that. And they were measuring 1 pound and 4 ounces a piece. That is really good. I believe that I read that over the next 4 weeks, so from 24 weeks to 28 weeks, the babies are going to double in size. So by the time we get to 28 weeks, they should be 2 pounds and some change each. I will say that is one of my fears with having twins, is that what is my body going to do? Is it, I had Kennedy at 36 weeks and she weighed 5 pounds 9 ounces. And I had Shelby at 38 and 5 days and she was 7 pounds 2 ounces. So I don't really grow big babies. So one of my fears is that when these 2 babies' combined weight reaches what my body thinks is okay, you're done, time to be done. My cervix is that's all I can handle. That then I'm gonna go into labor, which, could be when they each weigh, 4 pounds or something. So at I don't know, 33, 34 weeks or something. There's nothing I can do, and I'm not trying to borrow trouble or anything like that. It's just one of those things that's always in the back of my mind, because 50% of twins are born before 35 weeks. So I would really like these girls to stay in until 36, 37 weeks, but I don't have a whole lot of control over that kind of stuff. So I just have to kind of let that go. Otherwise, the appointment went well. This doctor did not even bother measuring my uterus. I've been kind of rotating between the different doctors that may deliver the babies, and this doctor was like, I'm not Didn't even bother measuring my uterus, no point. Nothing else exciting to report from that appointment. Now, as far as like my symptoms and things go, it's so crazy. In the last like 2 days, I have had a huge growth spurt in my belly, and I'll show you guys when I show you the belly shot. But even my husband came home from work last night and I was laying on the couch and he walked in and said, "Oh my gosh, like your belly got bigger from when I left for work." It's just been like a really noticeable kind of growth spurt. I'll also show you guys when I show you my belly, like how they're laying, because she told me, and I can really tell the difference between which baby is moving. Sometimes not like necessarily hands when they're both down there, like, I don't know, playing the piano on my cervix, but like I can tell, you know, where baby B is, where baby A is, and most of the time I can distinguish who's awake and whose movements are what. Speaking of movements, I told my sister the other day, I was like, I don't know what they're doing in there. They're both head down, like their heads are right next to each other. And I feel like they're like doing the Miss Mary Mac thing in there sometimes, because it's just like, or they're just like punching each other like little kangaroos. Like, I don't know what they do in there sometimes, but I'm like, would you simmer down? I like feeling the movements. It's cool. It's, you know, I'm not saying that I want them to stop moving, but there are times that I'm just like, what are you guys doing in there? Like, what could you possibly be doing in there? The other thing I'm noticing is like, I'm finding it really hard to get comfortable now, even just sitting. I can't sit for too long. Finding comfortable positions to sit in is really difficult. I often feel like I need to lay down. Like I either need to stand up or lay down. And when I stand up, my feet hurt after a while. I went shopping with my sister on Saturday, and I kid you not, I was limping through TJ Maxx on the way out. I was like, we're done. Like, we're done. I physically cannot go into another store because the pads like on the heels of my feet hurt so bad that I couldn't put any pressure on them. I was like practically on my tiptoes just trying to get out to the car. It was so weird. It just like onset, and at one point, like in the back, I had to go pull up like one of those upholstered chairs that they sell in like a basket and prop my feet up to try to just like relax a minute. And these 2 older ladies walked by and were like, "Oh, you look comfy." And I was like, "I'm pregnant." I swear, like I'm not just being lazy, I'm pregnant. Anyways, so I'm getting like worn out quickly with stuff like that. And I feel like when I go to get out of bed, I used to be a CNA and I used to work in a nursing home, and I have helped the elderly get in and out of beds and things like that. And so, but that's what I feel like. I feel like a 95-year-old woman just trying to like creak my way out of bed because my hips hurt. I'll go to like stand up and I almost like can't walk. Like it takes a minute for my hip joints and like everything to kind of get back together where it needs to be so that I can walk. Like the kids laugh when I get out of the car. I kind of just like flop out the side, and then I have to like and stand up straight, and then like It's bad. My kids think this whole like mommy being pregnant, and they just find it hilarious because I'm just always like waking up in the middle of the night to pee is happening probably 4 times a night. And just let me tell ya, the rolling over and like kind of holding my belly to get over, and then like I said, I really do just like roll myself to practically fall out of bed, like just fall off the edge of the bed and then get up and go to the bathroom. My husband makes fun of me. If you watch our most recent vlog, he makes fun of me because at night when I'm in bed, I'm just like I'm just always like making stupid noises, like trying to like move around. I can't decide if it's because I'm so much older. Not that I'm old, but y'all, when I had Kennedy and Shelby, I was in my early 20s. I was 22 when I was pregnant with Kennedy and 24 when I was pregnant with Shelby. I mean, I was spry, just bebopping around when I wasn't sick. And now at 32, almost 33, my body feels 10 years older. And so I'm just like, sometimes I'm wondering, like, is this a twin thing or is this just because I'm older? And it makes me like think of people like Michelle Duggar who've had kids into their 40s. And I don't think my body could do it. I really don't. But then again, pregnancy is different for everybody, and some people just love it and rock it and have no problems. Okay, the next thing we're gonna talk about, total TMI. I warned you guys, these pregnancy vlogs would be probably pretty TMI. But shaving. I am officially at a place where when I stand up, I can no longer see below my belly. So I cannot see what is happening down there anymore. And I'm flying blind when I'm shaving. And I'm just, Right now I'm still attempting to just use my razor in the shower and shave, but I feel like I might need to go to one of those like Bic, like one of those electric shavers and just get it as good as I can and call it a day, because I'm like Mr. Miyagi down there, like closing my eyes, like, you know, use the force, Luke, like try to find the spot, don't accidentally shave something off that you didn't mean to shave off. You guys know what I'm saying. Anyways, it feels very dangerous. Every time I go to shave, I'm like, oh, I'm scared I'm gonna like cut my finger or cut something else off that's not supposed to be. Personal hygiene is very important to me, so I'm having a really difficult time like figuring out how to handle this because it needs to be handled. So anyways, if anyone has any tips for what you could do when you could, I mean, at least I can still reach, I just can't see. And I have a feeling that the bigger my belly gets, I might get to a place where I can't reach anymore. In which case I'm gonna be calling my sister, telling her to come over and help shave her sister. All right, the other thing is I'm actually already packing my hospital bag, which may sound nuts at basically 24, I'll be 25 weeks tomorrow. So basically 25 weeks pregnant. But I read something that said with twins that you should pack your hospital bag, have it ready to go, you know, between 28 and 30 weeks. So what I'm doing is just like casually as I find things. Like I got my bag that I wanted to use for my hospital bag, and then I'm just like, I found a pair of slippers at TJ Maxx that I wanted, so I could throw those in. So I'm just buying things little by little and pulling together things little by little. I'm not like sitting down and like doing my hospital bag, but over the course of the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna try to make sure that's done. Now, mostly it's just I'm worried about my stuff, because if the babies come at 28 to 30 weeks, they're going to be in the NICU for a long time, so they don't need, I'm not so much worried about making sure that their stuff is packed. That stuff I'll start packing, you know, between 30, 32 weeks. But my stuff, what I would want for comfort in case I had to be in the hospital for a couple of days, if I had to have a C-section or whatever. Yeah, that's the other thing is as I've been reading, especially for a twin pregnancy, you get, you know, by the time you hit 30, 31 weeks, it's a lot harder for you to do stuff. So they really recommend that you have like hospital bags done, nursery done. Well, I'm 25 weeks and we haven't touched the nursery or figured any of that stuff out. We've got like a lot going on this month in May. So we're going on our Babymoon at the end of the month. And so when we get back from that trip is when we're gonna start shuffling kids around bedrooms and start to work on the nursery. I'm sure I'll be posting progress pictures and stuff like that on Instagram, and then eventually I'll do a final nursery tour. That stuff's all on my radar. I've been picking up things here and there. Like I found the rug that I wanted for their nursery and a pillow and stuff like that. So I've been picking up little things here and there. I haven't gotten so burpy. I haven't gotten cribs or anything like that. And obviously I want to do that, but that stuff isn't super priority because they're going to be in here in our room for a while anyways. As far as like baby buys and things like that, I only have a couple things to show you this week. When I was at TJ Maxx, I believe, yes, when I was at TJ Maxx with my sister, I saw this blanket and I was like, oh, I have to have that. I don't know if you can tell, but it's very like dusty lavender purple color, like gray tones. Just very pretty, very soft. Not a typical color that I find in baby blankets often. Like at the store, they're usually pink or more of a bright purple. And I really liked this like muted purple color. So I got this one. I would have gotten honestly 2 of these, but they didn't have 2. And this one was only $7.99. So I picked up the other color option they had was cream or pink. But anyways, I really liked the cream. So 2 of these little precious soft blankets. Next up, I have some things that I ordered from Copper Pearl. I ordered some of their knit swaddle blankets, and I am so excited about these because I know everyone loves muslin and I have muslin blankets, but let me just tell you that in my years of being a newborn photographer, my very favorite blankets to use when I was swaddling babies for pictures, and if I can find one, I'm going to insert a picture up here, to get a nice tight swaddle, snug as a bug in a rug look, I always used knit. Stretchy knit were the kind of swaddles. Now, I didn't use ones this big because they were for pictures, so I didn't need as much. But these work the absolute best. So I was very excited to see that companies are starting to make these like for use on the regular. I got this pink color. Out of breath already. Got that pink color, which is kind of like a heathered, it has like a little bit of a heathered look. This is their newest color, which I don't think that it's on here, but it's like this purple lavender. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Absolutely love these swaddles. So I need to get those washed up. And then the last thing I ordered was a pack of burp cloths. If y'all watch her, I saw these because of Michelle Pearson, got them for her twin girls and was raving about how much she liked them with how big they were and soft. So it's a 3-pack, the little black and white hearts, kind of like a herringbone peach print, and then this like geometric print with pink and brown. But they're nice and big, and they can just, those are my baby buys. Now, I have picked up a couple of things for our Babymoon. We're going to Charleston. We're going to stay at kind of like a resort type place. That was the thing, is I wanted to find a place where if I wasn't feeling great, then we didn't have to leave. I wanted a place that had some like a restaurant or two to choose from, a pool, like stuff we could do there that we didn't have to leave. But if I was feeling good and I had energy, then we can, you know, go down into Charleston and eat out there and, you know, go to the historic district and King Street and like do all that stuff. So I have purchased a couple of swimsuits. Initially I was like, I'm just gonna wear a bikini and nobody's gonna stop me and blah, 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 blah. But then I started thinking about it and I was like, all right, let's be real. When you're not pregnant, you don't wear a bikini, which means that my stomach and back and hasn't seen the sun in years. So the last thing I want to do is go out there and fry like a lobster. So I did order 2 maternity swimsuits. They're not in yet. I will share those with you guys when they're here, and hopefully they fit and are somewhat flattering. I don't know. But I also ordered a pair of maternity bottoms that are kind of like more like shorts, if that makes sense, just for more coverage. And I picked up this top at Target because I just thought it was so cute. It's just really, really cute, and the bottoms are just black. So if I do decide I want to wear a 2-piece, then I have this top and the black bottoms to wear. And then, like I said, I have the 2 other maternity swimsuits, which are just 1-piece swimsuits. So we'll see how those work. And then I just picked up this dress because I was looking for a cover-up, but again, I didn't want to buy a maternity cover-up because I'm not going to be pregnant again, so I'm not going to use it again. And I just didn't want to buy a maternity cover-up. Also, I've decided that if I ever want to start a side business, it's going to be making cover-ups, because holy heck, I went to Nordstrom's website and was looking at swim cover-ups. Some of these things are $200 and $300 for like a sheer piece of material that goes over your swimsuit. It's insane to me. Anyways, you're not gonna be able to see this because it's so black or so dark, but I found this dress. This is the back of it that you're looking at right here. It's just like a knit dress, and I just bought it in like an extra large. It's, yeah, to throw over my swimsuits to wear down to the pool. So that's what I'm using as a cover up. It was $19.99, but it was probably on sale because things are always on sale at Target. That's it, guys. That's all I got this week. I go to the doctor next week, and then I'll probably put up another pregnancy vlog the week after. I'm kind of doing these like every other week. If at some point things get exciting enough that I feel like I can do one weekly, I will. But right now I feel like every other week is good. I still kind of feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to show you guys the belly, the basically 25-week twin pregnancy belly. All right, hopefully you guys can see this okay. But yeah, I mean, I've had a big growth spurt. Definitely poking out more